Welcome to day 43 of our comprehensive TSPSC series. Today, we are deep diving into a watershed moment in Telangana's constitutional history, the Presidential Order of 1975 and Government Order Manuscript number 674. These legislative tools completely restructured public employment and education in Andhra Pradesh. Let's begin. Historical context and genesis. To understand the Presidential Order of 1975, we have to look at the climax of the six-point formula from 1973. Following intense regional unrest, the 32nd Constitutional Amendment Act inserted Article 371 Clause D into the Indian Constitution. This unique provision gave the President of India unprecedented power to issue special orders targeting equitable opportunities for different parts of the state. Constitutional basis. Article 371D. Let's look closely at Article 371 Clause D. This article gave the President legal authority to override existing state employment rules. Under this power, on October 18, 1975, the landmark Andhra Pradesh Public Employment Order was officially issued. This document legally systematically dismantled the older Mulki rules, replacing them with a brand new framework for local candidate reservation. The 1975 order restructured the civil services of the state into localized units. Paragraph 3. Obligated the state government to classify and organize civil posts into district, zonal, or multi-zonal cadres. Paragraph 4. Defined instructions for allotting existing personnel to their newly declared local cadres. Paragraph 5. Strictly regulated and limited inter-cadre employee transfers. Local candidate definition and criteria. Who qualified as a local candidate? The order set a strict educational baseline. A candidate was deemed local to a specific zone if they studied at an educational institution in that area for at least 4 consecutive academic years before appearing for their qualifying exam. If they didn't go to school, residence in that zone for a continuous period of 4 years was mandatory. Employment quotas and percentages. The order introduced clear, tiered percentage reservations for local candidates across different levels of administration. For direct recruitment to non-gazetted categories, 80% of the posts were reserved for locals. For specified gazetted categories, the local reservation was set at 60%. For lower-level jobs like junior assistants, a massive 85% reservation was applied. The 6 zonal divisions of AP. Under this order, the entire state of Andhra Pradesh was divided into 6 distinct administrative zones. Zones 1 to 3 comprised the Andhra region, while Zone 4 covered Rayalaseema. The Telangana region was mapped into 2 critical zones. Zone 5 encompassed districts like Hyderabad, Karimnagar, Warangal, and Khammam. Zone 6 covered Hyderabad, Mahabubnagar, Medak, Nalgonda, and Nizamabad. Now we will analyze the major administrative loophole in the presidential order. Introduction to Geo Ms. No. 674. To enforce these complex zonal structures, the state government issued Government Order Manuscript number 674 on October 20, 1975. Think of this GO as the operational blueprint. It laid down precise procedural guidelines for all department heads on how to divide existing personnel, create new localized rosters, and smoothly implement the presidential mandates. Key features of GO Ms. number 674. Government Order 674 focused heavily on administrative execution. It mandated the immediate setup of local cadres within a strict timeframe. It detailed how seniority lists should be prepared separately for each zone and prescribed the use of specialized regional employment exchanges to make sure that local vacancies were advertised exclusively to local candidates. The major loophole: Secretariat in Hyderabad city. Despite its good intentions, the system suffered from a major structural flaw. The State Secretariat, offices of heads of departments, and the Hyderabad City Police were explicitly excluded from the local cadre system. These areas were designated as non-zonal or free zones, meaning anyone from any region could be appointed there. This loophole quickly became a primary source of exploitation. Impact and violations. The non-zonal exemptions triggered widespread violations. Thousands of non-local employees from the Andhra region managed to secure administrative postings in the heart of Hyderabad and various state-level secretariats. This massive influx deeply deprived eligible Telangana youth of high-ranking governmental jobs, sowing the seeds for intense future agitation and legal battles. We will now begin our active recall evaluation segment. This section consists of 15 targeted, high-yield examination questions designed to test your retention, followed immediately by their detailed analytical solutions. Let's move directly to your custom slide order, starting with question number 1. Question 01. When was the Andhra Pradesh Public Employment, Organization of Local Cadres and Regulation of Direct Recruitment, Order, 1975 signed by the President of India? Correct answer is the 18th of October 1975. The President of India formally signed the landmark order on the 18th of October 1975. Question 02. Under which specific article of the Constitution of India was the Presidential Order of 1975 issued? Correct answer is Article 371D. The Presidential Order of 1975 was issued under clauses 1 and 2 of Article 371D of the Constitution of India. This article was inserted by the 32nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1973 to provide legal protection and structural security to local quotas. Question 03. On what date was GO-Ms number 674 issued by the General Administration, SPF, Department of Andhra Pradesh, and what was its core purpose? Correct answer is the 20th of October 1975. The Government of Andhra Pradesh issued GO-Ms number 674 on the 20th of October 1975, just 2 days after the President signed the order. It was issued by the General Administration, Special Presidential Formula, Department. Question 04. How many administrative zones was the state of Andhra Pradesh divided into under the second schedule of the Presidential Order of 1975? Correct answer is division into 6 zones. The state was divided into exactly 6 administrative zones to implement regional preference policies in recruitment. Question 05. Which specific zones were allocated to the Telangana region, and which districts fell under each of these zones in the 1975 mapping? Correct answer is Zone V, Telangana North. This zone covered the northern and eastern districts of the Telangana region: Adilabad District, Karimnagar District, Warangal District, Khammam District. Question 06. What was the minimum duration of study required in a local area for a candidate to be classified as a local candidate, under paragraph 7 of the order? Correct answer is 4 consecutive academic years. A candidate was classified as local if they studied in an educational institution in that local area for a minimum of 4 consecutive academic years ending with the qualifying exam. Question 07. What percentage of direct recruitment posts in any local district cadre was reserved in favor of local candidates under paragraph 8? Correct answer is 80%. Paragraph 8 of the Presidential Order secured an 80% local reservation quota for direct recruitment to all posts in any district cadre. Question 08. What percentage of direct recruitment posts was reserved for local candidates in zonal and multi-zonal cadres? Correct answer is 70%. The Presidential Order structured a 70% local reservation quota for zonal and multi-zonal cadres. Question 09. What geographical area is explicitly defined and dealt with under the first schedule of the Presidential Order of 1975? Correct answer is City of Hyderabad. The first schedule explicitly defined the geographical limits of the city of Hyderabad. Question 10. Which professional administrative categories were designated under the third schedule of the Presidential Order of 1975? The correct answer is technical executive posts like junior engineers, revenue officials like tahsildars, medical officers like civil assistant surgeons. Question 11. What major administrative offices were completely exempted from the local reservation quotas under the Presidential Order of 1975? Crucial administrative centers were completely exempted from any local reservation requirements. The State Secretariat, heads of departments, HOD, offices, state-level institutions and major projects. Question 12. Within how many months from the commencement of the Presidential Order was the state government mandated to organize classes of posts into local cadres? Correct answer is 27 months. Paragraph 3. 1. Of the Presidential Order of 1975 set a strict deadline of 27 months for the government of Andhra Pradesh to organize its departments into local cadres. Question 13. What did the state government prescribe under GOP number 763, issued on the 15th of November 1975, regarding recruitment procedure? Answer is GOP number 763 issued detailed guidelines on the manner of selection of local and non-local candidates to ensure the strict enforcement of the 80% and 70% reservation rules. Question 14. What does paragraph 5 of the Presidential Order of 1975 regulate, and what are its restrictions on employee movement? Correct answer is paragraph 5 governs the transfer of persons between different local cadres. Question 15. Does the Presidential Order of 1975 remain active after the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh in 2014, and under which statutory provision? Answer is, yes, the Presidential Order of 1975 continues to be fully implemented in both successor states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. This continuity is legally guaranteed under Section 97 of the AP Reorganization Act, 2014. This concludes our session for Day 43. Thank you for listening, and keep pushing forward with your preparation.